My name's Mussman. I'm the head football coach here at the University of North Dakota. This will be my 5th season as the head football coach and my 14th season as a coach at the University of North Dakota. I got into coaching because number one, I really enjoy that aha moment. I actually ended up coaching youth hockey years ago with one of my brother's team and really fell in love with coaching. And then coming out of college, I wasn't quite sure what I really wanted to do, and had an opportunity to become a graduate assistant, and really it took off from there. And I've always had a love of the game and a love of the players who play it and the coaches who coach it. And so really there was no choice for me. It was just to be a football coach or a coach, period. My wife and I have, this will be our 14th year here in Grand Forks. This is home to us. This is a very special place. Grand Forks is a great place for families. It's a great place in general. The community is extremely supportive of all of our programs here on campus, not just athletics, but also in the academic world. For me, the University of North Dakota is extremely special in the sense that there's so much tradition and history here. 116 years of football at the University of North Dakota. Our connection to our alumni is what makes this very special, and to me that's built by relationships. This program and our coaching staff and the coaching staffs prior to us built relationships with their players, and those relationships have endured, and that's what makes this place so special. Well, number one, we want to bring good people into the University of North Dakota. We want to make sure that we're bringing people of character into our program and into our community, because it's important to me that we have people that our community can be proud of, that our university can be proud of, not only as athletes and not only in the classroom, but also outside, and giving back to the community, working community services, reading in the schools, making sure that we have a connection with this community and making sure that the community knows who our guys are. So when you encompass all of that, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for good football players who want to work hard, get a college degree, that's their priority, and they also want to give back to the community and to the university which they represent. Well, I think the number one thing that separates us from a lot of programs out there is our relationships. Not only with our players. This game is about relationships. We want to make sure that we build relationships with our players. They've committed to 4 to 5 years for us, and we want to make sure that we're committed back to them. And you can see that, even going back into the history of the program, you can see that with the connection that our alums have with the program. This program was founded and built on relationships, and we want to maintain that as a program. We want to make sure that we have a family-style environment here for our players, that they feel that they can, number one, come and play at a high level and be coached at a high level, but also that they're going to be taken care of on and off the field. Well, my favorite part of game day here at the Alaris Center is Tailgate Alley. When we bring the guys from Memorial Stadium, we started that tradition in 2001. We wanted to have a connection from the past to the present, and so we start at Memorial Stadium, and we get a police escort to the Alaris Center. They drop us off at the end of Tailgate Alley, and the band leads us through it with the cheerleaders and all the parents and fans that kind of, as the team walks through it, boy, that really gets you going. I mean, there's goosebumps when you walk through that. And as an assistant, I didn't get that privilege because we were here recruiting and stuff, but now as a head coach, it's a lot of fun to ride through that and to walk through with Coach Bockel, our head strength coach. We have a number of things that our team does in the community. I guess our number one thing would be Holiday Magic from Marcus. The 2001 championship team and the 2002 team wanted to honor Marcus Bryant, who was a young man who was diagnosed with cancer of the central nervous system, who subsequently passed away. We wanted to make sure that his legacy stayed with the program. So that's one of it's a Make-A-Wish type of deal where we give kids get their wish list for Christmas and make sure that we can give them a Christmas that they'll never forget. And for the families too, to kind of take some of that burden off of them of the Christmas shopping with all the medical expenses and things of that nature. And so that's our number one thing. We have a bunch of guys that read in the schools. We are big into our Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October. Last year we raised over $30,000 for that locally, and just a number of different things. Special Olympics. Our guys do a great job in the community, and it's part of being part of this program. If you're going to play for the University of North Dakota, you're going to give back to this community, to Grand Forks and to UND, because we want to make sure that we represent this place in a proper light. Well, the number one thing that I look for in my assistant coaches is they need to be good teachers, and that's what we do. We teach the game of football, but not just the game of football, the game of life as well. I want guys that our players can look up to, good fathers, good people in the community, and guys that they can look to as mentors as well. And you also have to have self-starters. I want to have guys that are motivated. I want to have guys that I don't have to tell what to do 15 million times. I can get those guys, and I trust that they're going to do their job. And you know what? Their job is to teach. Their job is to take care of their position groups and make sure that their guys are taken care of, and to recruit that area that they've been assigned. And I feel I have a great staff and a caring staff and all good men of character. Well, we've had a number of guys have opportunities to play at the next level. Two that are currently playing, Weston Dressler with the Saskatchewan Roughriders and Chris Cooper with the Denver Broncos. Jim Kleinsasser just retired from the NFL last year after 13 seasons. And we've had a number of guys in camps, both in the CFL and in the NFL. And you know, to me, it's not so much what we did, it's about them and their sacrifice and their commitment to get themselves to that level. Obviously, all of those gentlemen had great athletic ability, but were willing to sacrifice the little things to make sure that they got to that level. When other guys were out maybe doing other things, they were taking care of their bodies, getting their rest, training, and so it's very special to have those guys come back for us, and they're very receptive to us. You know, Weston and Chris and Jim came back a couple of years ago in a spring game and signed autographs and just had an overall great time, and part of that is they had a good experience here at the university. You know, we're still connected. I speak with Chris regularly, and it's just one of those, I recruited him and I coached him, and I have a very special relationship with him, and I hope he feels the same way. But you know, it's a lot of fun to see those guys go on and have the success that they've had and are having. You know, we came through a transition as we transitioned from a Division II team to a Division I team. We're fully through that transition as a fully fledged Division I FCS program, and now we begin another transition where we transition into the Big Sky. We know that this is going to be a very competitive league. We're excited about it. We play this year the top 5 teams in the preseason poll in our league, and that's what we want. That's where we want to be identified with. So our goal is no different than any other year. We want to win a conference championship and have an opportunity to make our first playoff appearance as an FCS program. All that stuff is out there for us as we get ready for this season. The Big Sky itself, we know week in and week out is going to be a challenge for us. In the past, with the transition, we would one week be playing an FBS team and maybe an NAIA team, then a Division II team, an FCS team, and it was kind of a roller coaster. Well, now we've got that opportunity to play that consistent level of play with teams that our fans can identify with. The Montana and Montana States of the world, 2 of the top programs, not only in the country but in the Big Sky. So I'm excited about our opportunities that lie in front of us. The Big Sky affords us a home not only for football but for all of our sports, and that's huge because now we can have some identifiable rivalries not only just in football but across the board in every sport that we have. You know, I feel administratively our administration has stepped up as we've made this transition from Division II to Division I. We're fully funded in scholarships. We travel first class. We charter everywhere that we go, which means we're not flying commercial. We leave directly out of here in Grand Forks, fly to the site that we're going to be competing at, and immediately following the game, we fly home. It's easier on our student athletes, and our administration has really stepped up. There's a lot of great things happening here on our campus. You know, with facilities that are forthcoming. We've got a major anonymous gift coming for an indoor facility. We've got new jerseys coming here this fall. We've been able to repaint our helmets. New turf here at the Alaris Center. So across the board, not only from Dr. Kelly, our president, to Brian Faison, our athletic director, our administration is extremely supportive of our football program.